Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Okay, whoops, I gotta turn my sound down.
Turn the sound down. I got an echo in the other room. As you can see, we are not in the RV, or nor we are in the house. I got an echo, Dina. Um, I don't know. No, I hear an echo way back somewhere. I got an echo. But anyway, we're in a secure location. That's all I'm going to say. And we have good internet. That's all I'm going to say. Wait, Dina's walking with her iPad. I'm going to have to cut you off because it kind of looks really weird there, Dina, till I get you. All right. She once she gets set back up, we're going to do it. Our internet at the RV park, we are in Gulf Shores, and the internet at the RV park really crappy. I don't know if I can say crappy on here or not, but anyway, it's really bad. I mean, it's just unbelievable how bad it was. But we're kind of in a hole where the RV is parked, and at a great location because we can just walk out and take the dogs right out to the RV park. So I hope everybody is great. I'm gonna get Dina back on here. She apparently has found somewhere else to be. Okay.
I'm in a secure location.
You're in a secure location also.
Yeah.
All right, great. So anyway, we are not going to be on tomorrow. Tomorrow night we're not going to be on. We're having dinner out, and if we can find it, we actually went to a restaurant down here called Lulu's, and it was a 3-hour wait to eat a bad hamburger. So I decided not to do it. So, but we did go some fast food place and did it.
Somebody wants to know if you've seen Tony.
I have not. I need to call him since we're down here. But we actually came down for 3 days so I could see a doc, and it is just like packed with people, and it's super hot, and the humidity's like, I don't know, a couple 1,000%. So we just been trying to get out a little bit as I can. I probably need to call him while I'm down here though. But they had recently had the last couple of days. They had a deputy that went out in the water, and your lights went out where you are, Dina. I can't see your face.
It's okay.
I can't see you. You're
I'll be right back.
But the lights are out. But he went out and saved a couple of people in the rip current. Unfortunately, he drowned and died. And it's very sad situation. I did not see Tyson's post. Is he back up and running? I was under the impression that he was taking some time off. Can you tell me, Sketty, what did he say?
I'll see the flowers.
What did Tyson say? Because I have not seen him. I'm glad he's up and running if he is. Somebody enlighten me on that. I would appreciate it.
Look, come here and look.
Anybody could enlighten me on it?
No, you're going to be seeing.
It's going to make me want to go over and watch it.
I promise you, it's not showing. Okay. Get on Amber's laptop.
He's in Salida looking for Suzanne. Well, great. I'm glad he's back out doing that thing again. That's what he needs to be doing if he can. He's walked Barry Mark's property. I wonder how he's doing that because they sold that house. You know, I don't know.
Well, maybe the people don't care.
Maybe, or maybe the people are not there. I don't know.
Oh,
that's good. I'm glad he's doing it. Well, we're going to cover a few things, but we're clear. We're not going to be on tomorrow night. We got things going on. We're down here. We got horrible internet, so I don't know if I can get this secure location tomorrow night. So we're going to be back on Friday night when we get back up in Tennessee.
He found a burn spot on the property not far from the house.
I'm going to tell you my quick opinion of what happened in that case, because I kind of think that maybe that first property that the FBI searched and cut a hole in the concrete, I kind of think that's where they found any type of remains at all. I mean, they don't have to say what it is. They seal the affidavit. So, you know, I think that's what it is myself. But other than that, I don't know. All right, let's discuss a few cases here while we're doing this, and then we can get back up with y'all on Friday when we get back in Tennessee. But Let me get over to this where I was at. This is a case, and let's see if I can make it bigger where I can actually read it. Okay, this came out of Bastrop, Louisiana. Tabitha Queen, she's 29 years old. She disappeared on May 10th, 2021. Tabitha's family realized she was missing when they arrived at her house, only to find her 3 kids were there alone, or had been alone for days. That's sad in that case. Her 10-year-old daughter could only tell them that a man took her mother. She hasn't come back. Tabitha's mother last spoke to her by phone on Mother's Day, and she had last seen her at the supermarket at Bastrop the day after Mother's Day. Her phone has last pinged a location hours away. Go ahead.
Somebody, T.S. Jackson asked about Barry Morphew. How unusual is it to seal an affidavit?
Well, I think it's pretty unusual. I've never seen one sealed, other than the fact if they have a rape victim, then they may seal it or something like that.
Can I say something about this lady you're saying something now?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually went to that Facebook page to see what, had been posted, and the people were shaming the 10-year-old girl for not calling the cops, not doing something. Why didn't she go for help? Why didn't she call a family member? She may not have had a phone.
When I was 10 years old, I couldn't remember nothing. I probably didn't know the numbers for even 911. That's crazy.
Well, that's what I thought. They were shaming her.
Shame on them. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I agree. Way to go.
All right. Now, this is something that Dina brought to my attention. Daily reminder, 1952, 66 years ago, which I think that's going to be the current now, you could buy a Native American shawl for $10. And this shows it here in 1952. Said, thank you very kindly for your donation of $10 for my little Indian. You're in the first invitation that ever extended to one of our papooses to come and spend the vacation and vacation some, and I can't tell exactly what it is. We have a few boys and girls who have no one at all interested. They live where they live or die or go. I would send you a little boy of 6 years or older, a little girl, whatever you prefer. Now, I don't know what this is about. Dina says they maybe adopted them, but
no, not adopted.
There may be some other things involved here that, but
I've heard this story, Tommy. It's where they would get a little Indian child for $10, and then they would use them as slaves. And they didn't care if they came back or not. Some of them are buried on farms and everything else.
Yeah, it said basically, I'm not making any inquiries about you because you're a good person and you've offered, make me an offer as you did. Please let me know. That is insane. That is just really, really insane. You think about that. That's in the United States, people.
Hard to come by.
$10 back then, 1952, might be like $100 now, I would think, but still $100 for a kid. Now, I read something about this. We covered this. Jason Landry, the family. They basically what they did was they had a $10,000 reward for the safe return or the arrest and conviction of anybody that actually did anything to him. Well, now they have taken all of that off and said that this is a $10,000 reward. They removed the conditions that all they want is a location that police can go and find him the body. That's all they're asking. That's a pretty good reward. I think they may get some results from that because somebody may not want to testify, but they may know where his body is. And this is the one that disappeared out in near the oil fields, and they found his clothes, some of his clothes and
Is
wallet.
that the one where is that the
They
one where
think,
the dad found his clothes, part of his clothes
yeah,
too?
part of his clothes,
Okay,
and the law
I
enforcement.
remember.
He was. They think maybe he took some type of drug, maybe spice, PCP or something. Shed his clothes, ran out into the desert, and may have met someone with some type of um,
Hey,
problem out there in
yes,
the desert.
T.S. Jackson. She said, I heard about slave labor, but were people that evil back then to do that to a 6-year-old child? We
I
don't
think
know
so,
that.
because you think I've heard some of the stuff that were done to the Indians, and the Indians had did to the white settlers and stuff. So yeah, I think so. But I want to say something too about this. Um, well, now I forgot what I was going to say, but
Uh oh, I hate it when
this,
that happens.
when that happens. But the boy that is missing there, his daddy's a pastor, so he still is holding out hope that they at least find his body and find out what happened to him. This was one out of Utah, and these things are so small for me today. This actually was posted as a broadcast missing person March 8th of 2013.
Dang.
And she was missing when she's 14 years old from
Hey,
Midvale, Utah.
hey,
What? What?
you did not elaborate on what the little girl from 10 that was 10 years old said. I accidentally interrupted you to tell you T.S. Jackson's question.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
little girl,
did. I thought I did.
where they asked her and she said
Yes, sir. The man took her.
and said that her mother was never coming home. You're gone. Hey, where'd you go? Okay, y'all, he'll be back in a minute. He got booted off. Which one of y'all booted him off? Sketty, I don't remember people buying totem poles and putting them in their yard, but I lived in the South in the 70s, so I don't think so. I don't see you, babe. Nope, it's just
Okay, I'm
me.
back. I'm back.
Wait a minute,
But
you're almost there. Woo! There you
I
are.
got booted. I got booted. What were we talking about that
The
oh
reason you
yeah,
got booted, the little girl. Yeah,
the
there.
little girl. She the man that man took her. That man took her. She hasn't come back. That's all he said. She
Well,
said.
in one of the articles, it said the black man took my mom and my mother, my mommy or whatever, and said she's never coming back.
Okay. Obviously, this is another one I think from 2013. This is from Panama City. Uh, yeah, it's posted also in 2013. I probably need to look and see if those. I don't. Well, one was Utah, one was Panama City. Hispanic female.
Look how
Disappeared
cute.
when she was 13. Uh, Brown eyes, brown hair, 5 foot, 115 pounds. That's very sad.
She does
And
not look 13.
well, it's an endangered runaway. That's the thing. Yeah. Well, that's a age progression photo, I think.
Well, in none of them does she.
Now, let's see here. All right, this is one that I want to cover tonight. This is one of two cases that I kind of really want to cover tonight. This is a student, a UNL student that's missing from Hawaii. This is reported on 5/31 of 2021. parents of a Nebraska Lincoln student who has been missing in Hawaii since May the 13th is asking for the public help in sharing these photos. Now, I'm going to tell you, I actually went over and looked at this because I thought I had covered this before or that I'd heard he'd been found, but there is up to tonight he has not, that I can tell. Said Samuel Martinez, 23, hasn't been seen or heard from since the beginning of his solo hiking camping trip on the island of Kauai on May 13th. Samuel's parents live in North Bend. North Bend has said he left Oahu. He left Omaha on May the 12th for a 14-day solo trip. Something he wanted to do for a long time. We weren't able to have contact with him for the first day. We figured the service was bad, and we lightly worried a bit. Ted Martinez told Fox 10 thought. I can't talk tonight. Said for 10 days it built and built and built, and then he did not board the plane from Hawaii to LAX on the 25th. So the 26th, we were aware that he didn't make it to Omaha, and then they reported to the police there. They did a pretty extensive search with helicopters around the island, and it shows here the helicopters and the hiking trail on the side there. Said Nebraska man still missing after extensive search, land and air. He's from Lincoln, Nebraska. 24 people from Kauai, I guess that's Kauai, K-A-U-A. I guess somebody would tell me how to pronounce it. Police and fire department, including one air and one pilot, personnel, rescue, Department of Land and National Resources, Civil Air Patrol. And speaking of Civil Air Patrol, I was once in the Civil Air Patrol. I can tell you a little bit about that, what exactly it is. And search and rescue took part in land and air and sea type looking for him. And Civil Air Patrol is just a civilian arm of the Air Force and Army that it is voluntary, and you fly in aircraft trying to locate missing people or downed aircraft. And I've flown with them several times. It's a good way if you're a pilot to build airtime because you basically fly for free. The itinerary of the trip received permits at several campsites. Let's see. Had the itinerary trip received permits for have several campsites. On May 13th, police confirmed that Samuel was seen by another hiker while on his way to the first campsite. The gentleman said there was nothing out of the ordinary. He shared with him that he hitchhiked across Kauai and hiked north up to the state park, Ted said, which is what he thought he did. The two said that they know he stopped at a grocery store to buy food before heading north into the state park. We have wanted every hour to go to Epley and get on the plane to that location there. And what is best for Samuel is not his mother and father up in the mountains lost and launching a search party for us. We have been professionally advised to stay here with the family members and build the information and social media base, follow up and help them getting them information on Sam from his friends and his digital footprint. I guess they are tracing his phone, hopefully. Ted and Cherry said, and that's his parents, they wanted to include photos of his camping gear in case anyone using the trails in Hawaii during the busy holiday weekend may spot it. The family remains positive that Samuel has gotten lost and attempting to help someone else that may have gotten lost as well through community support. And all I see is top of your head, Dina. I'm sorry. Computer support and help in Nebraska and Hawaii. They're they're positive their son will return safely. I can only see the top of your head.
Take the writing off.
Okay, I will in just a second.
Yeah.
Anyone who comes in contact with Samuel is going to have a friend. He's going to treat them and ask them if they need anything. He's very approachable when you see him. He may need help. Help him come home, and we pray that happens. So their family are pretty upset about it.
See,
I see you, but you're way off from there. You don't sit up close. You're not sitting close like I am, so that's fine. There you go.
I'm not going to lean like this.
Why not?
Because I'm comfortable.
Okay.
They don't care.
All right.
They didn't come to see me, no way.
I'm sure they didn't come see me.
They came to see you.
Yeah. But anyway, they're hoping and praying. Just keep him in the prayers that maybe somebody will find him or he's lost. But I think about that lady that knew my cousin that ended up finding her dead on the Appalachian Trail. I mean, she's a very avid hiker and very experienced, and she just was maybe 40. I want to say they found her like 40 to 60 feet off the trail.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know how our mods take care of us when somebody says something ugly?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they always come to our defense. I tell you, leave it alone, don't worry about it. Well, they just came to my defense. They said, Medina's fine, leave her alone. Well, nobody said leave her alone, but I'm just telling you.
You do that kind of thing.
I threw that in there. Somebody will say it now.
All right. This is Lauren Spicer, I think that. Spy. How do you say that, Dana? Spierer. A decade after Lauren vanished from Bloomington Street, this anniversary passes with sadness, loss, and still no answers. And I saw this, and it just kind of felt like we needed to share it. This is her picture, and we're going to talk about the story about her. It's been 10 years since Charlene Spierer last saw her youngest daughter, 10 Mother's Days. And if you want to measure the passage of time, the loss of a child this way, she flew home. Lauren flew home to New York to surprise her mom there on their last Mother's Day together, May 8th, 2011. Charlene remembers well a family dinner, including Lauren and her older sister.
You want me to read that?
Yes, please.
26 days later, the Indiana University student disappeared after a night of partying in downtown Bloomington. She hasn't been seen since. I could never have possibly known, as I gave Lauren a hug and a kiss and a wave goodbye, that it would be the last time, her mom said. And as she recalled seeing her daughter off at you took it down.
I'm sorry.
Off at the airport after that Mother's Day visit. I can't imagine that.
No.
For some time, Laura's story has been lost in time. Years after Laura would have graduated with a fashion merchandising degree, a lot of people in Bloomingdale don't know the 20-year-old's name. They are unfamiliar with the details of the case, how she disappeared at 4:30 a.m. in the heart of a quaint university town. Many IU students, often in Bloomingdale 4 years before moving on, are unaware of Laura Spicer gone. Natalie Gaber, a 20-year-old, the same age as Spicer when she went missing, walking downtown on a recent afternoon at IU journalism major, paused near the corner of 11th Street and College Avenue, where Spicer reportedly was last seen. Gaber didn't know the story or who she was. The name sounds familiar, but I'm just not sure who she is. Gave her and another 5 women on campus said they when they were asked about her, they didn't know who she was. That's sad that she's that forgotten. You know it.
Yeah.
That school should have done.
Time,
There should be
time moves
something.
on. Time moves
Yeah,
on.
but there should be something to. I don't know. I'm not surprised the young women at IU don't know about Laura, probably as they don't know about Jill Berman or Hannah Wilson, Charles said in a recent message. Beckham and Wilson both were abducted and killed. Now there are others, but all the girls shared the same in common, being at IU.
Okay, a problem down there.
Well, I think they got a problem everywhere.
Yeah.
Allison Camp is a 21-year-old IU senior who aspires to be a school teacher. I do not know that name, she said when she was asked about Lauren. But after a few details of the case, her eyes brightened. Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Isn't she the girl that lived at Smallwood and disappeared? Comp would have been a fifth grader in Yorktown when Lauren was last seen. Given how much time has gone by, it's not surprising the memories are fading. The thousands of color posters featuring a photo of Laura, description and details about where, whoops, I got a low battery, about where she was last seen have not hung in coffee shops, coffee houses, or utility poles or taped to grocery store windows for years. Her parents printed the flyers at a local shop and volunteers posted them all over town and were everywhere covering city facades of like wallpaper. They have mostly disappeared along although Bloomingdale Police Department Deputy Chief Joe Quarters has has kept one taped in the back of his office door all the time, and there's an assortment of file cabinet drawers in Captain Ryan's office.
And this is a copy of the missing poster.
Look how pretty she is.
Very pretty. Very
How,
pretty.
what she was 5 foot tall and 90 pounds. It didn't take somebody
Yeah.
much to grab her.
No.
That's why I wanted our daughter to learn how to do karate before she moved out.
Yeah.
10 years and 36,000 tips later, the case remains open. Police and
3,600.
3,600 tips later, the case remains open. Police in Bloomingdale have remained tight-lipped and won't answer questions from the media about the investigation. They will not be closed until it is solved. On June 5th, 2011, 100 people gathered outside the apartment complex at 400 block of North College Avenue, where she lived on the 5th floor. She'd been missing for 2 days. The search was organized. Among the volunteers was IU men's basketball team basketball team coach Tom Crean, who after helping was Eric Berman, who had experienced this kind of search a decade earlier. His daughter Jill, an IU student, disappeared and later found murdered. They set out in groups of 5 looking for clues of any kind. 1 year after Lauren's disappearance, her mother was reluctant to acknowledge the first anniversary of that awful day. The only day that I want to know is the date they find Lauren, and the other date is not really significant, said Charlene, her mom. Her family thought about her all day, and they did as they did every day back then. 19 boxes packed with her belongings from Bloomingdale were stacked in her bedroom at home. The nightmare is still with us, Rob told the local reporter back then. You can't step out of this nightmare. Back in Bloomingdale, 25 people gathered at IU Hill Center to remember her. The battle is not over. We will not give up. Don Cranfield, who coordinated the student search for the missing student. We will continue to do what is necessary to bring closure to this unthinkable situation. It will never be over until Lauren is back with her family. On the second anniversary, her parents hoped someone would come forward with information that would lead to Lauren. The sense is that someday, some week, things will change for us. Someone will have the strength, a crisis of conscience to come forward, said Ron Ron, her dad. Oh, wait a minute. My iPad's going dead. I may lose you. You you just have to believe it will happen.
Plug it in.
I can't plug it in. There ain't no plug here. I'm in quarantine over here. There's a sense of someday some things will change for us. Someone will have the strength. Okay.
All
Devastating
right.
life
Let me
interjected.
go.
A
Let me go
life
over
without
here.
hope.
It says a group of Bloomington firefighters erected a 20-foot frame sign that from donated materials that year to replace the weathered billboards. And this is it here. So
Look at that.
that's pretty good sign there, and put it out. At least the people would see that.
Hey, they look like brothers.
What, these guys?
Yeah, they look like brothers.
It's really short hair. Yeah, maybe. Uh, And it goes on here. It says that Ron has a sense of loss and not subsided. Still, it takes a significant part of your conscious and emotions to unresolved tragedy still dealing with. And that's crazy. That was in 2014. It goes on to say that the police are still committed, unwavering commitment to find her. But at this time, unless they get somebody that's going to come forward. On June the 15th, 4 years after she went missing, the Times ran the headline: Lauren Spicer or Spice.
Just say Lauren.
Yeah, we got a cousin named Spicer, and that's why it kind of throws me off. Vanished 4 years ago today. Has she been forgotten? Students who were freshmen, which disappeared, are now graduating. Would IU community forget about her? Charlene acknowledged that the concern that many IU students may have done just that. Many new to campus didn't know her daughter's story. There's been a tragedy and will affect people for a few days and a few months, and then this terrible, sad, and tragic. And this is her parents here during a news conference. Year 5 comes around, and basically they continue to uncover what happened and repeat the details. So hopefully, they can stir up some concern. But after this time like that, a lot of people will just say, "Man, it's just something that happened." They don't think that it needs to be, you know,
But you
rehashed
know
out.
what, Tommy? The Bible tells us that the blood of the person that has been killed, it cries out to God, and so God knows where she's at.
Yeah.
And if she's been killed, God knows where she's at, and He will reveal it.
Yeah.
And I pray that these parents do get closure, because I can't even imagine being in that position.
Yeah. Said 7, 8, 9 years. 7 years later, the local newspaper published a short story, ran a big picture of the missing woman. It included this sentence, which appears to be some form in nearly every story about her. She reportedly turned the corner of 11th Street and College Avenue at 4:30 a.m. June the 3rd, 2011, and disappeared. On the 8th anniversary, 2019, as her mother posted a Facebook message pleading for someone to come forward with the truth about what happened to her daughter. There's a picture in the post with her smiling at a playground when she was a toddler. Uh, at every June the 3rd approaches, I'm faced with a dread of reliving the horrible minutes of the day. Basically, they face at every June 3rd, they face the dreaded things that when their daughter disappeared. And for those responsible, how lucky you've been. 9 years of dead ends for our family. 9 years of freedom for you. It will not always be that way. I hope that someday someone will have a crisis of conscience to speak the truth. If not, well, you got away with it. or did you? Cops remain silent. Now, a decade later, police won't reveal any details about the investigation. Probably because basically they don't have any. Over the course of the last 10 years, Bloomington Police Department has received thousands of tips, interviewed hundreds of people, obtained multiple court orders, executed innumerable search warrants. He said, in the last 3 to 4 years, investigators have executed at least 10 search warrants, received approximately 800 tips, and those tips, 100 of them require additional follow-up once they vetted it and determined that they are not repeats of information that's been provided previously.
Look at that mirror. I just noticed it.
I know it mirrors something. Lily, I can't pronounce that.
Skitty said her name is Spierer.
Okay. 9 years old when Lauren disappeared. She vanished when I was the little girl, and I remember being mysterious. Mysterious.
Where is it?
I remember it being mysterious, and that being all the billboards and posters of her face on them. I will never forget that. The whole community was upset and looking for her. The 19-year-old Bloomington native recalled. It's scary to think about still, and I kept thinking about her parents and how they may never know what happened and how awful that would be. Charlene lives that reality every day, not knowing where Lauren is, not being able to mourn her loss. The ultimate challenge, she said. Not knowing is brutal. And they basically say if you have any information to contact the police department. Now, this is a map. Somebody knows, sure. Published here. She started here at the Kilroy Sports Bar, went through Smallwood Plaza, went to the alley entrance. I don't know what they've got there. Alley exit, and then the 11th Street and College A. So it's a fairly, with 4:30 in the morning.
Was she by herself?
Yeah.
She had, that's crazy.
Here's the thing, 4:30 in the morning too, walking downtown though, college town, is still at 4:30 in the morning, it's going to be pretty deserted,
Okay, listen, Sketty must have, I think she's lived there because she said there are quarries and caves all over down there. I used to go spelunking in them.
Yeah, that's caving.
Okay, so I was like, "What's spelunking?" Okay,
I've been one time.
I'm not doing no
not
spelunking.
Doing it again.
I'm never going spelunking. I can tell you that. Swam in the quarries. They put a dead cow in the favorite quarry to chase the college kids away.
Oh, ugh. Man. This is one more too, and I almost didn't even put this out here. This is a missing person. Shauna Daly, she's 17. She's a runaway. That's what they're saying. I looked her up, and she's white, female, blonde hair, green eyes, 5'3", 330. This is in Texas. This is a problem, though. I looked this girl up. She's there's like 6 or 7 posts about her being run away at different times down in that area. So obviously she's not happy wherever she's at, but she has left home. And if this is the same girl, I don't know what her issues are, but she's fixing to turn 18. I guess she can do what she wants to. We want to bring something up down here in Gulf Shores. If you ever want to come down to Gulf Shores and stay down here, it's a beautiful area. The beaches are just sandy white, and they got a lot of condos down here. And I have a friend that owns a White Shores Realty, and their office number is 251-968-4316. Be sure to give them a call, and they fix you up with a condo down here. They're not cheap to stay, but they fix you up.
They're not cheap, and don't plan on eating out.
Yeah, don't. If you're going to eat out during the summer, you better make. I don't even know if they make reservations. 3-hour wait last night. That's what that was
at 8 o'clock, and there were families there with young
3
children.
3 hours, but it's a very busy place because it's very popular.
It is very popular.
But they have some great condos, and they sell property down here too. So give them a call. That's White Shores Realty.
T.S. Jackson says my sister has a house on the beach in Gulf Shores.
Wow.
Is it out Fort Morgan way, or is it like Orange Beach, Gulf Shores area? I bet it's out Fort Morgan. Maybe. Well, no, it says in Gulf Shores, not on the Gulf.
Well,
so it could be on the Gulf.
It could be on the Gulf. Well, we finished kind of early, but because we are in a secure location and it has great internet, and we just appreciate that person letting us use their internet.
Okay. That phone number again is 251-968
4316. White Shores Realty. And I'd highly recommend them. They're good people.
If they can't,
they're like family to us.
They are family.
They are family to us. Blood by another mother. What was that? Born by another mother? Sister by another mother? Brother not by another mother? And thanks for reminding me about calling Anthony or Tony. I'll call him. In fact, I ought to call him right now. But I will call him as soon as I get off here. But we do appreciate, yeah, beach bum. Okay, secure location. We do appreciate y'all.
It is funny. The secure location is really
brother
funny.
by another mother. Yes.
There you go. But
yeah.
She's a sister by another dad.
Or she could be a sister by another mother.
She could be.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. Our children grew up together with this secure location that we're at, the people that have this, and she's got the best kids in the world.
Absolutely.
We love those kids.
We love you guys, and we'll be praying for you. Y'all be praying for all these people that are missing, that sometime in the future that they will be found.
Let's pray that Lauren's family has peace, because I can't even imagine that, Tommy. If our daughter was missing or our son was missing and we had no idea. And multiply that by how many times? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's crazy.
And you know what, too? I kind of got I got some people, you hear all kinds of stuff. People send you all kinds of stuff, emails and everything. That the reason why our channel is not growing is because we pray on it. And, I'm just don't care really about that. We're not going to stop that. And we're going to prove them wrong. That's what I say. Well, go ahead.
Okay. I really want that flag in the picture. Okay. Father, we come to you right now, and God, we just thank you for who you are, for what you've done in our lives and what you're going to do. And God, we come humbly before you, and we ask, Lord, Lauren's family, God, they have been hurting for so long. They have no idea where their daughter is, what happened to her, if she was put into sex trafficking or if she just was murdered. And God, we just ask right now that you bring to someone's remembrance something that they may have seen. God, bring them closure in this case. Lord, let them know what is going on. Let them be able to either have their daughter back or bury her, God, because, God, this is eating away at them not knowing. And I'm sure, God, because we've heard so many horror stories about this, there are people out there who would relish being able to call the mother and daddy up and say, oh, we've got her or whatever, just to keep it going and just tearing at their hearts. God, we ask that you put a hedge of protection around her parents, God, that you give them a peace that passes all understanding, God. Just pour your healing oil over their hearts and minds, God. And I pray, God, that if Lauren has passed, that, God, her blood is crying out to you right now, and that, God, you will reveal where she is and that she will be found. And, God, that if the person that did this gets away with it here, they won't get away with it where you are. And, God, we all have a day of reckoning. And so, God, we just pray for all those that are missing, for those 215 bodies that they found at that Indian reservation school. God, I pray, God, that those families would have closure there. Some of those families never knew what happened to those children. And so, God, we just ask I'm sure, God, right now there are many people that are listening to us that have issues. They've got concerns. They've got healings that need to happen. They've got hurts in their hearts. God, you know what each and every prayer is. Before we ever say it, you know the cry of our heart. And so, God, I ask that you listen to the heart cry. And God, we know that sometimes the answer is no. But God, we also know that it's your will and it's your timing. And so, God, we thank you in advance for everything that you're going to do. God, we thank you for the people that are on this channel with us. We ask, God, that you fill their homes with your peace, your joy, your love, and your laughter. And God, we'll see them again soon in Jesus' name.
Yeah.
Amen.
All righty. We love you guys. And I'm going to play this. I don't know if
Hey, can I tell him I think you need a haircut?
I'm not getting my haircut.
Y'all think he needs another
No,
haircut?
I don't need another haircut. All right. We appreciate it. We would really appreciate it if you go over and subscribe, the ones that have not subscribed to our RV channel. And anybody that watches this later, if you want to subscribe to our RV channel, we'd appreciate it. The number one million-mile road trip. And we would appreciate it. We are growing a little bit over there, but I guess after we start really traveling, we will. This is our thing here that you should see on our channel, and we would appreciate it. And we will see y'all not tomorrow night, but Friday night. Love you. Take care.
Bye.